And if you engage with that, that's where the problem comes in, right? I don't feel like if it's just a normal, like, oh, have a blessed day, like, good morning, or whatever, right? Like, and if it's a story, Instagram story, I think that's also different. Like, you should, that's flirting. That's like shooting your shot in a subtle way in this generation now. Yeah. But so it's like, what business do you have sitting there liking somebody's story or flooding I'm looking at their page and I'm sitting here scrolling and every single picture they post, you liking it. Yeah, what you?
Yeah, that's a different. I think, I didn't. So when you, well, I guess.
Because how is it supposed to make us feel? Like, I understand what you're saying because it's like, I'm just liking it. But also just like, if it's not that deep, then why would you like it if you knew how it was going to make the other person feel? True. You know?
I think the other person
that's asking for an argument.
Sensitive, or sometimes you can't be insecure. It's social media.
You got to know your person, though.
Yeah, you do.
Because some people may not take it no type of way, and they'll be like, "Oh, she fine too." You never know. But also, there's some people that are like insecure. There's a lot of people who haven't dealt with their stuff and they know how like small they can be. So if you know that's how your partner is, why would you even put her in a situation where you would feel it? But also at the same time, like kind of going back what you said, like men don't know like their love language, like talking about their love languages and stuff like that.
Welcome to Underdawg Talk. I'm your host, Eric Jones Jr., the underdog with the heroic heart, and I have conversations with successful underdogs. And just like last episode, I have my special guest again, or special co-host, HP. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm feeling blessed again. I'm feeling great. I ate, so now I have a little bit more energy. I'm ready to.
Somebody asked you to say that. I'm hungry and I ain't ate and I got a long.
Oh,
and
you shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I know I was because I didn't want my stomach. Yeah,
I was starving. I was gonna be up in here and be mad, so I had to.
If I didn't stop at home, we was gonna be in here with gas. So I didn't.
Yeah, I'm thankful.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's see, fun fact. Well, fun fact is like something that you really, I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Something real interesting.
Interesting about you. What is interesting about me?
I got mine. Okay. So this is school related. So I was able to win. No, I'm not even gonna say that one. But on another school note, I was able to graduate with my master's in 1 year. I got accepted into an accelerated program, so I didn't have to go a longer length of school. So I was real geeked about that. So that's a fun fact about me.
Oh, all right, smarty pants. When I was younger, I used to record basketball games and watch them on the VHS. That's telling my age. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I know what a VHS is.
I know, but there's people that probably listening might not. But yeah, I used to record the games, come home, and watch them. Like at that time that I was doing it, the Sacramento Kings was like my favorite team because they were one of my favorite teams because Mike Bibby. And I always used to, we didn't have YouTube. We couldn't set the phone up outside. And so you had to watch the games and kind of do the moves in the house and remember them to go do them outside. So yeah, that's my fun fact. I wonder if my mom still got any of my VHS. I don't know. I know my sister recorded over it a couple times.
I had a whole bunch. I don't know where they went though. Probably gone.
I had Lion King.
Yeah, that's hard.
The real Lion King.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about friends. How many of us have them in relationships and why they don't last nowadays? That is crazy. Like being in a relationship and was married, and then after I got married, and how many people
realizing the dating world?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
The dating world. Ooh. Yeah. Wait. So I get to talk about this because I don't like to talk about it on Facebook. But so y'all, people say get on the online, right? So you get on the Facebook dating. Why all women, not all, but the majority of them got pictures in the hotel? What you doing in the hotel? What you doing in the hotel?
First of all, that means you out. That means you traveling. That means you going out.
You traveling with a nigga and he there.
Not necessarily, but it could be, but not necessarily. Why can't girls be on some boss stuff? Why they gotta have a nigga? Why they gotta have a man to do that?
It just be the setup.
Don't be one of them. See, that's their problem. See, this is men problem.
So many times though. I see it so many
What?
times.
So what is wrong with the hotel?
Nothing.
Have you not been in a hotel?
Yeah, but I ain't taking pictures and posting it to show that I'm in
But
a
how?
hotel.
But that's what girls post pictures everywhere. Take them everywhere. Be for real. Be for real.
I'm serious. Like,
now we can't go to hotels.
No, I'm not saying
that's
that,
suspicious.
but when I'm looking, I'm like, okay, good picture. Well, another thing though, if you got an Android, please stop taking these blurry ass pictures. I'm tired of going to somebody that immediately will get you X.
Yeah, and Android is upgraded now, so their camera should be real good.
I don't know what the problem is, but you can tell the difference. You be like, you ain't even got a good phone, so ain't no point to talk to you. I just had to get that off my mind because I be wanting to say that on Facebook, but then I'm like, I don't know.
But what's the problem with them? Like, why are you surprised that a woman would have other men that she's talking to prior to you?
That I am.
Can she not? What's the problem with her going to a hotel to meet up with her dude for the time? What's the problem?
It just make me like, you probably already got someone. Like, cause most of the time on the online dating, you read somebody's description, their description don't be nothing, cause it don't be about what it be. Cause if you got the juice, you can crack the code. I'm just gonna say that. But it just, I don't know, it just throws me off a little bit. Cause I'm like, you could be on a girls trip and take it, but it's like it's a trending thing. I'm like,
I don't think so, but
I don't know. That's just me.
I mean, I have some hotel pictures, but that's definitely not necessarily from a man. Like that don't go. Like I don't think I actually like maybe a couple times, but like for the most part, like most of my hotel pictures are not from when I'm with dudes.
Maybe I just think like maybe you should take you should have a different picture, not in the bathroom, or I can see your background or whatever. I feel like people need to upgrade.
Okay, now you being it. Okay,
no, I feel like
okay.
people need to upgrade their pictures.
See, that's a problem. This is
no, it's not
that type of thought is a problem.
No, it's not. It's just like when you do graphic designs. It's like, all right, it's 2024. Your graphic design shouldn't look like 10 years ago. It shouldn't plain. It's apps. It's things.
But do you know how much everything comes back? Everything comes back to replay. Just like the style, just like the music, just like all that. It's all coming back.
I don't know.
But no, I'm never gonna be a stand for blurry pictures. I get what you're saying, but sometimes the blurry, it's the aesthetic. Like sometimes they ease.
No, it don't.
Sometimes you can't say that you've never came across a blurry photo and it didn't eat. Like there's some that just eat. Like come on, like not all of them, of course. Some of them eat. Now I don't know about like a full body like mirror, like I don't know about that. But like I've seen some blurry pictures eat before, like real bad. I'm not no hater, so.
So we got some questions. Let's go to the first question. I'm gonna ask you two things. You can ask the first part or the whole thing in whole. What do you think the main reasons why friendships and relationships seem to have a shorter lifespan nowadays?
Oof. That's a heavy question, don't you think?
Yeah, it is. We could go with friendships first because
you think it's different. I mean, there's differences. Okay,
it is differences because I think, like with friendships, they can run their course.
Yeah,
and it's nothing like, say, me and you been friends since we've been little, and we just ain't cool because you got a life, you got a man, you got kids, I got kids, and it just happens that way. Sometimes that happens, or sometimes it just don't. But I think it's a little different. But sometimes in relationships, they run their course. You could be that could be your high school sweetheart. Y'all just been dating, and you like, hey, bro, you gonna marry me? What we doing here? Or hey, sis, what's up? We settling down. We having kids. So I think it can be the same, but I think it can be different.
Yeah, I definitely feel like friendships is kind of just like the purpose of what they need, like the purpose that they would fulfill in your life at that current moment, because again, like you said, people come and go where they're here for certain reasons, and sometimes their course ends, meaning we don't see eye to eye, we don't have the same interests, we don't like the same things. What your path is trying to do is not the same that I'm trying to do, or your crowd environment is not the same environment that I am. So I think that's one of the big contributing factors within friendships. Is just like we're just totally two different people now. We're not who we were when we first met. So now it's time for us to spread apart so we can, elevate and do whatever we got to do. But I also think a lot of it comes from, it could be lack of communication, right? Not telling people how they really feel about certain situations that bother them, or certain boundaries, or certain things. that are important to them, and maybe they don't feel like they're being cared enough, or like, or maybe they don't even feel like they're catering them or showing them love in the way that they need to be receiving love from a friend, right? Like, I'm big on like love languages, right? Like understanding that everyone needs to know their love languages and being able to aware of what they need to receive that able to love language.
Question with that. Do your friends know your love language?
I think so. I think they would have a good idea of what my love language would be. But I've never sat and like talked about it though. So that's true. Like, it's not something that normally comes up and talk about. But I think that means like I'm a very observant person. Yep. Not everybody's observant, so you got to know who you are, right? But I'm a very observant person, so I can pick up on those type of things and interests that I can tell that my friends like, or how they like to be loved. I could tell you all my friends' love language. I think they would have a pretty good grasp on my love language too.
Different for dudes.
For sure.
Because
they're isolated. They don't really talk about, I feel like y'all don't talk about feelings like that, or like deeper level stuff when it comes to,
I think, because me and my bros, we'll have a deep conversation, call about something, and we'll talk about our feelings to a certain degree, but I don't think we dive deep to know what our love language. But I would say we know who that person is, or if we ain't heard from them, let's call and check on them, or to see what's going on, because they just might be busy. I think a lot of times people don't realize people are busy. People got shit to do. So you can't be sitting there and be like, oh well, nobody called. And I do this to myself, like, dang, ain't nobody calling me. But then it's like, or nobody hit me up, but it's like, dang, everybody busy. Just
so
like
unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, but I'm the person. I think I get it from my mom, because my mom every morning she sends, depending on what time of the day, because she's an hour behind, so she'll send me good morning every day. And I'm the type of person that sends the good morning or sends a positive, and then it's like when it ain't received, I kind of be like, should I hit people up and see if they actually fuck with me like that, or is it just they messing with me because I send that encouragement in the morning? So I think sometimes you gotta just understand you and just be you and not overthink. I think a lot of, like you said earlier, communication is the key, because I've had two friends that I've been friends since we've been shorties. We not cool. We're not friends. I wouldn't say we're not cool, but if we seen each other, we probably speak. But I haven't talked to them in years, and it's like no hard feelings. But I think one of the relationships we didn't communicate, and it got to the point of, it's been some years, what we about to talk about. We should have been talked about this or had that conversation. It's too late to have this communication. So communication is key, especially with friends. You got to really tell them, like we said last week, have those honest conversations. Because if you don't, then
you won't feel respected.
Yeah, you'll be mad at them, and they be like, "What I do?"
Right?
They won't even know. So I think with friendships is different. Now relationships, I don't know why you think they don't laugh. I think social media has a big play on it, because
for relationships,
because it's poly this or shouldn't get married or relationship goal,
or they should be acting like this or doing this specific thing for them to show me they love me. If they're not doing this or how it's this specific way, then I'm not going to be able to receive it. So I think a lot of it, relationships, is the societal norms, right? And then we got to talk about social media, what's influenced, what's popular, what's supposed to look good and show the true meaning of love, right? But also I think a lot of people just don't understand what love really is anymore. I think everyone everyone has their own definition of love and what love means to them and how it's demonstrated, right? But I think the format and the principle behind the word love is lost. I think people come in there because they want money, or they want to get it to success, or they want to trap them, or whatever XYZ is. Sometimes I don't feel like people's intentions really are to really receive and get love. It's really, what can I get out of it? Where's my end goal? How can I, get to whatever I want to get to without having to worry about other people?
Some people don't know what love is, though. Some people never saw what love actually was.
Growing up, for sure.
Because the only successful, that I seen on a regular was my grandparents. And they were married until my grandfather died. My great-grandparents were married until my great-grandmother died. And those are the only ones I saw. But I didn't see, mushy Like I didn't know what mushy and like cuddling. Hell no, get away from me, or hugging, or sitting and just talking. As for me, it's like, all right, how I'm gonna smash, and that's about it. But then you find somebody that, okay, let's go walk and let's go do this and do that and get to know each other, and then you find like, dang, I really like this person. Oh, wait, do I love this person? What is love? And then you have to kind of go search for love. I think a lot of times we don't talk to the older generation, because there's people that's been married. My cousins, their parents been married 50 years. I think we don't have those conversations. We go to social media, or you go to social media and be like, oh, my situation, and then you get all these people commenting that ain't been in a relationship, ain't in a successful one, and they giving you some advice. Or I hate when celebrities are married, and then they business get out there and people give marriage advice and they ain't never been married. Marriage is different. So like, you can't really comment on marriage unless you've been married, unless you've been around it to see it, and just say, I'm not ready for it. So I think people don't have the good examples around them to actually know what a successful relationship looks like. And then you have social media with everybody want poly, or they want to be seen. Like, you don't gotta know what the hell I'm doing behind these doors. You ain't gotta know what me and my boo doing. You don't gotta know what trip we going on. You don't gotta know none of that, because guess what? At the end of the day, guess who gotta sleep with each other? We do. If we live together. Or guess who gotta pay each other, help pay bills? We do. So whatever your opinion is don't really matter. And then if you're in a relationship and you let that matter, that fuck up your relationship. I used to hate, like, dang, I can't be on social media. Like, I can't like a pig. I can't. It's social media. That's what it's there for. But it's interpreted the wrong way. Now I can see if you didn't see me like all these girls with big booties and stuff like that, or commenting. But if it could be a friend, or they got a nice picture and I just like it. I'm in trouble now. That's the world we live in. I don't think.
Let's get into that.
People take social media too serious.
I think so, to a certain degree. But also, there's always limits to the pictures. Come on now. Because like, I understand, like, it's your friend. Like, it's like, some pictures every here and there is cool. And I guess I need to know what the level, if we're, like, I would assume if we're married, right? If we're married or in a long-term relationship, or we've been locked in, whatever, I have to have some type of firm understanding of who this person is that you like steady in they likes, right? It would be different if it's like one, but it's like also depends on the type of picture. If you sit here naked, you posing, you flexing, you trying to basically grab somebody's attention, and everybody knows what type of pictures and content that is, right? And if you engage with that, that's where the problem comes in, right? I don't feel like if it's just a normal, like, oh, have a blessed day, like, good morning, or whatever, right? Like, and if it's a story, Instagram story, I think that's also different. Like, that's flirting. That's like shooting your shot in a subtle way in this generation now. Yeah. But so it's like, what business do you have sitting there liking somebody's story or flooding I'm looking at their page and I'm sitting here scrolling, and every single picture they post, you liking it. Yeah, what you
Yeah, that's a different. I think I didn't. So when you I guess,
because how is it supposed to make us feel? Like, I understand what you're saying, because it's like, I'm just liking it, but also just like, if it's not that deep, then why would you like it if you knew how it's gonna make the other person feel? True.
I think the other person,
that's asking for an argument.
Sensitive, or sometimes you can't be insecure. It's social media.
You got to know your person, though.
Yeah, you do.
Because some people may not take it no type of way, and they'll be like, "Oh, she fine too." You never know. But also, there's some people that are like insecure. Yeah. There's a lot of people who haven't dealt with their stuff, and they know how like small they can be. So if you know that's how your partner is, why would you even put her in a situation where you would feel it? But also at the same time, like, kind of going back what you said, like, men don't know their love language, like talking about their love languages and stuff like that. But I think that also, I agree, and I would agree with it. But also, I feel like it also comes to an excuse to a point, because we all have trauma.
Yeah.
We all have things that we know that was wrong, that was did to us, or whatever the case may be, or however it played out. But when you get to a certain age, you have to take accountability for that. Yes, this happened to me. Maybe it wasn't my control. It wasn't my fault. I didn't have any say in it, but I have to deal with it. and this impacted me in this such a way. So this is what I have to do to make sure that I'm not taking out my trauma, my problems on other people, or communicating them in an honest way. Like, hey, I'm able to identify that I have this trauma or these problems, and I'm working on it. So be patient with me while I go through this, and help me when I lose path, or I'm not focused on, correcting the things that are traumatizing to me or bothering, or that can impact our relationship in a negative way. All those things need to happen. If you can't finish and get yourself together with somebody else, then you need to be able to be like, take accountability, like, well, I need to figure this out, because at this point I'm just trickling down my trauma to everybody when it has nothing to do with them. And now the new trauma is going to trickle down to every other relationship, which is what everyone, I feel like, also is a problem. Yep. Right? We bag, we put everything that we deal with or we felt, we put it into baggage and we carry it. Yep. Like we camping. Yep. Like, and we can't let things go. We can't understand, like, this is a lesson that we learned and this happened. Like, let me deal with it. And then let me get ready to be ready, so that I'm not feeling like everything that you're doing is sneaky because they were sneaking around, or everything that whenever you go and you leave, you're cheating because that's what they did. You can't place everybody's baggage with every person that you meet, because that's how you leave yourself lonely.
Yeah. You said a lot there.
I know. Sorry, I had to get to going.
No. To like social media and what you were saying, like, you gotta know your person. It's also in public too. So if you got somebody that's a people person, you can't get mad if they want to go outside and go to different events, or maybe the event has majority women and they talking to the women, or vice versa if it's man or woman. Mm-hmm. And you like, dang, why was you all in their face? What the fuck I'm supposed to do? I'm here for a networking event. Mm-hmm. What, am I not supposed to talk to nobody? You didn't want to come, so I'm supposed to sit at home. Especially, like, I think with entrepreneurs and people that are out there like that, it's hard to get somebody that's not out there like that if they're insecure. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a people person. I can talk to anybody. If you speak English, even if you don't speak English, I am going to talk to you. Like, that's just me. So you can't be like, oh, you was in their face. Nah, that's just me.
But there's levels to that too.
It is levels, because I had to. So no, I'm gonna give you an example. So I used to work with my ex, and we worked at a call center. It's 90% women. Mm-hmm. Didn't realize how I'm a charming person. I have charisma, so it's some of it I was flirting here and there, but I wasn't, because I'm like, I'm not gonna be Jody and mess with none of these girls, and my girl work here. It was beautiful women there. It was girls. What up? But no, so I knew never to cross the line. So sometimes I might have crossed the line not knowing, and then that person like, dang, you doing a little too much, and I'm like, really? And I didn't realize that though.
Give me an example of crossing the line and not knowing. I'm not sure if I know what that means.
Emailing a little, maybe too much. But it's it's work conversation, regular conversation. Like, if anybody read it, you wouldn't be like, "Oh my God, what the heck are y'all?"
It's work conversation.
It's the
like y'all cracking jokes back and forth about work stuff.
You can't be on your phone. You get in trouble. So it's like texting. You're communicating. Or I had a group of friends. They were all women.
But why are you not kikiing with your girlfriend?
Because she's not that type of person. She working. She's like a boss, so she can't be.
So for you, was that something that you want? Did you like that? Is that what you seeked?
If I work with people, I'm talking to people. I can't just not be just.
No. I'm talking about with the girlfriend.
What you mean?
Like, did you like the fact that she was not a people person, or she not like that? Is that what you liked about her because you were, or were experimenting, or I'm confused.
She just gotta get warmed up to people, but I did like that she was, I ain't gonna say boring, but not into the streets. Gotta go out, gotta hang out. It could be me and her go do something. So I like that part of it, but I think I didn't realize, now looking back, I wasn't mature enough I still had a single was like up here in the front, knowing I'm in a relationship. So if I go somewhere and my girl ain't there, maybe my conversation a little different than it shouldn't have been.
Cause it just sounded like you was wrong.
I was a little bit.
And it sounded like you trying to make it seem like you just trying to make it seem like there was some justification for that. And I just don't feel like it is, because how did it work?
Shut up.
Okay, because at the end of the day, you knew what you was doing. You knew that this Kiki and Kaka, like making. First of all, what you say last time? The key to catching a woman is what? Like making her laugh. So if you sit here, and she cracking up over this. Here we go. Here.
So question.
Like, come on.
I'm thinking about it. So at every job, everybody got their cliques, right? Mm-hmm. So my clique was females, but. And this the thing, like our conversations, I'm listening to them talk about how crazy stuff they done with their exes and all that. So it's my birthday. They do my desk, they bring food and everything, because you know me, I like to eat. So they bring, and she was kind of mad that I'm like, this is work related. They ain't doing it. Like, if we didn't work together, they wouldn't have got none of that, like, type thing. It's like, it's somebody's birthday. On birthdays, that's what we do. But I think they did my day, or they brought some food or something, and she was like upset, and I'm like, you can't really be mad that people are doing something for my birthday that we work with. But then now thinking about it,
was it the girl you was kikiing with? Was she the head of it?
No.
She probably was the main one of the group chat talking about, yeah, we should do this, we should do that.
Like I even if the kikiing, it was like I was never gonna cross the line. I didn't have nobody's number.
It doesn't matter. Look. I understand what you're saying. That you knew that you was never gonna cross that line, or whatever you say. But at the end of the day, that's not. That's not how it feels as a woman. Because first of all, we're in a society of cheating is the wave. Cheating is having all.
The wave.
Okay, but we're talking about now. We're talking about relationships now in 2024. That's what we say.
Yeah. Okay.
That's in the wave of cheating. That's not a way for your woman to feel secure, to feel protected. That feels very liable. It feels very
Yeah, okay.
And then no matter, and then you mad, you can sit there and be sitting there saying, well, you can't be tripping. It's not the problem. It's not the principle of the fact that they did something for your birthday. It's just all the stuff that played into it. It's not that one situation. You talking about all these other incidents where I'm like, oh, you showing me that you obviously liking the attention from her. Maybe you're not liking her like that, but you like the attention. And then that makes it feel like my attention ain't doing it.
I don't want to hear. My ex.
She gonna call you up and tell you what is up.
But, it wasn't none of them. It wasn't none of like.
I hope not.
It wasn't,
girl. But that's what it was sounding like.
It wasn't even like that. Bro.
No
but
cap.
I can see what you're saying now, and I'm older enough and mature enough to. I wasn't mature back then, so I can see what you're saying and how it plays. So yeah. Whatever.
Okay, moving on. Okay, I'm gonna go next. Yeah. So how do you feel like? Let's go technology, but social media specifically. Let's just dive into social media, because social media, I think, is so big that could talk about with friendships and relationships. So how do you think social media technology has impacted the scene? Let's talk dating first.
Dating, I think it's hard. I think I try. I don't, because you see so many beautiful women on social media, but a lot of them now are fake. BBL, so Instagram is the devil. If you're not posting, because you look at one thing and it be all these women on there, you're like, ooh, and you get to looking, and then you get distracted by whatever you look at. It don't always got to be women, but just different stuff you get distracted by. And I think as a man, you don't know what's real and what's not. Some dudes like the fake lips and fake. I like natural. You got some tiger stripes, cool. You got a little belly, I'm fine with that. As long as you ain't got the big back titties. You got to have an okay back, but you can't have the titties, the A cups on the back of your back. That's a little too much for me. But I like a natural woman. Yeah, I don't like weave. I'm not big on makeup. That's just me. So when I see women on social media, it's like, oh, you cute, but I don't think I would mess with you in that sense. So if you take, and I'm going somewhere with this, like, so dating, as in trying to hit somebody up on social media, it's like, do you know who you're going to talk to? Because they could be catfish. I got catfish before catfish was even a thing. I think it was MySpace.
So do you think with the women doing body adjustments and new things, do you think that's because they're wanting Where do you feel like the influence really mainly started from? Do you feel like it's coming from the interest of trying to be picture perfect for a man? Or do you feel like, they're really trying to increase their confidence and how they feel about themselves? Where do you think initially the fire, the drive was from?
I think it's from other women.
Okay.
I think the society, and I'm going off of black women. I don't really know other women, races like that, but just our black community in general, we tear each other down. It don't matter what, like, you could be popping. You could be one of them new artists. You look certain way. Like Lizzo. Mm-hmm. Perfect example there. Lizzo, a big lady. See, she's sexy in her own right because I think it's her confidence that makes her sexy. Mm-hmm. But she's been tore down. She didn't get no surgery or nothing. She's like, let me get away from this scene. It's women like that or that tear other women down because they really insecure. They have some type of trauma or something inside them that they rather just talk about somebody else. I think the first, I think it's women tearing women down. Then it's trying to impress a man because you feel a certain way or you see, oh, they like big booties or they like this type of woman. We really don't. Mm-hmm. That's like the dream woman that.
So why you think they still do it?
It's
because I think that's just a crazy concept because everybody wants love, right? Like everybody wants to be like have. I think deep down.
So you go fix your body.
I think people just haven't let things like. I think people just again like don't let things go, but they really do want to be loved. They just don't know how to receive it or
you rather
show
go
it.
Get a BBL than go get a therapist.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing with them saying.
Yeah. So
that's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. You can fix your body, but you still that evil person. You still got that whatever you had before you went and got that surgery. For sure, inside you is inside you. So
and you could be naturally pretty and still have a whole energy.
Like women that are on the bigger side, they lose weight, they get naked all of a sudden when they look at this. It's like, okay, somebody loved you when you was big, so you don't gotta go on social media and show that you little now and be half naked or always showing your body or look at my booty. That's cool if you do fitness, but if you just lost weight, that's cool. Congratulations to you, but you ain't gotta show everybody. Really, dudes like a woman that you can tell, she got. I can't tell if she got a shape or not. And it's a secret that she got to say. That's what we want. We don't want, her cheeks out. Okay, that's cool. Now maybe drunken out and trying to smash.
I think that's a lie.
No.
I think so.
I think it depends on the age group, though.
Yes, for sure. I don't know. Because I still kind of feel like that's a lie. Because as much as men, okay, but you talk about distractions on Instagram, but what you see, you mostly seeing girls and what they looking like. But you like. So the problem is. So this is the thing.
Aunties are natural.
But this is the problem though, right? You talk about how you don't want to see things on Instagram, but one of the main things are people that you following are naked. Or they're doing something. They dress, how they dress. And that'd be the main reason why you following them. Half of the people that you don't know and that you following is probably has some type of beauty or some type of aspect that makes you just want to look at them. So if you gonna sit here and advocate and say, if you gonna sit here and say like, oh, I don't really want to see why girls be doing that. I want my girl to be, but you be watching it and entertaining, which makes it trend.
No, but you don't. Me personally, I don't even want my girl on social media like that.
And I don't feel like there's a problem with somebody showing. I'm an advocate because I'm like in the process of losing weight. I've always been thick. I've always been a little the bigger girl. Like I've always been in that category. So for me, no, there isn't. And no shade. Shout out to the thick girls. Shout out to the big ones. Period. You feel me? Like no, like never no shade because I love the way I look and how I'm shaped because I'm blessed. I could have been. Yeah, looking crazy. But I'm blessed, you feel me? But I'm also a big advocate for those like who feel confident in themselves because you don't understand the whole wave of the big girl tear down. Like that is literally real. Like people like, how many times like you could be the prettiest big girl, but boys will reject you or men will reject you or not even entertain you or come up to you, talk to you because probably they say because you're intimidating.
No.
Why?
It's because other women or other people joke on you because you got a bigger girl. I'll give you an example. I was with some of my players. They were the older ones. They like 6th grade, so that's close to middle school. And one of them was like, yeah, he like big girls. And I'm sitting there, and I can't tell him the grown thoughts that I'm thinking in my head. And I'm just like, y'all just don't know. It ain't nothing wrong with a big girl. And it's the society we live in. Why are you talking to her? Because if you think about it, when you were younger, nobody was really talking to you. Had a couple people that did. So I get what you're saying with that. But as you got older, it's like, oh, I want a little meat on my bones. Or think about what's trending now. Aunties, that's older women. That's
here you go with these aunties.
They natural.
You love them.
Yes,
Shout out to the aunties, man.
I love me an older woman, but they're all natural, and most of them, but the majority of them, because they've been through life, and that's what dudes like. You know, that's cool to see somebody strapped up or whatever, but it's like now you got to question every time, is that booty real?
It feels like, so I just feel like you're telling me right now, it's a lose-lose situation for women. No, there's no way that's going to be satisfied for them, because you could be big, you could be pretty, you can have her, but you're not going to get approached, or you're going to be minimized. The approach is going to be minimal because you feel you're scared to get clowned on, even though you're supposed to be. That's
a younger, older dudes don't care about that. I'm saying younger, like high school. I'm talking about young kids, and then like a younger, maybe 20 younger, probably. But as you get older, because it took me till I was in college to realize, oh, I like big women.
But at the end of basically what I'm saying though is that there's no problem with, I feel like a girl, they losing weight, they finding catching up, and they be like, I'm coming back, and I'm popping out, and I'm stepping on everybody's neck, and I look good, and everybody was clowning on me, saying X, Y, and Z about me, saying, you know, I wasn't gonna be her, or I couldn't be her because I was bigger, and so now I'm gonna come back and be like, bam. I don't feel like there's any problem with that. That's a flex. Now I understand there's always levels to it. There's levels to it.
Because dudes, dumbass dudes, lame cornballs, is getting fucking toupees and his surgery with the hair and getting new six packs, getting legs to get taller. That's the corniest shit ever.
I haven't even seen too much of that.
I've seen a dude like
I've seen the fake hair.
If my roof, I'm gonna have to do the baldy. Like I'm not about to. I'm just going to accept.
Men feel like they got to keep up with the women.
But if you
let's be real, men want to keep up with the women.
I think that's the society we live. But I think it's what profession you in though, because I'm realizing more like I come on my podcast chilling. I try to throw on some clothes some days, but it was hot today. I'm like, whatever I wear to work, I'm wearing here because it's hot. I ain't about to change, go home and do all that. I'm gonna just wear what I got. But then realizing, bro, you probably gonna be on TV one day. You gotta keep your hair up, keep your beard up. When I get some money, definitely get my teeth fixed. But you gotta keep yourself up to a certain degree when you have a certain field. And sometimes people are intimidated or they want to look a certain way. I don't think it has to keep up with it's like keeping up with the Joneses. But I think that's just stupid on both parts of men and women wanting to get surgery. Like, because guess what? If I could get surgery, I would have got new arms.
Because God, like I'm a firm believer that God literally created you. He created us to have all these differences for a reason. Like if we all were supposed to have this Coke bottle shape, He would have gave us all the Coke bottle shape. Like He would have gave us this. But the whole point was that we're supposed to love each other no matter what we're given. Like no matter what cars are drawn to us. Like, and I think that's what people forget. Like we forget that we supposed to just love ourselves. Like we're supposed to love ourselves first. I mean, God first, us second, right? But like we live with us. If you don't believe in God, then you should be catering to you and only you. You feel me? Because you're living with you, you're dying with you. Nobody else experiences, feels, thinks anything like you. So why are you sitting here dissing yourself? And then you expecting somebody else to come in here and not diss you too? Like you got to just roll with the punches. And if you don't like it, put the work in. Like put the work in.
I like what you just said, because there's people that don't realize everybody gonna look different. And since I look different, people be phony and fake. Because they cool with you on, and this is with social media. They cool with you on social media, but then they see you in person and act like they don't know you or be acting weird. It's like, bro, what the fuck wrong with you? We cool as hell on online, but then in person you act weird. So I think that sometimes plays in it too, because you can see a person, talk to them. I would suggest video chatting. I want to see what you look like.
Right.
I want to talk to you on the phone. Because if you just a texting, you ain't gonna get a vibe. And then when you actually kick it with somebody, you're like, oh shit, I don't really think I like you. I don't really. Oh my God, what am I doing here? Because I went on a date and the person didn't look like they said, or they eye was going one way and one eye was going the other way. It was real weird. I wish they would have told me. I would have been a little more prepared. And I was like, this conversation is dry. And the tacos went. I was mad because the tacos wasn't good and the date wasn't good, and I was shitty.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's a lose-lose.
Yeah, because that's the online dating, and then you get in that vibe of people, and you be like, oh, yeah. That's why I think meeting somebody in person is better than social media, because you actually get to know that person
genuine
rather than the online thing.
But also you gotta be careful with that too, because in person people can really be fraudulent and manipulative, all the nine runs.
Somebody know where you at.
Yeah. And that's why like yeah, well, never mind, I forget what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna go because we got some more questions, but I won't believe this. You won't believe this. This shit hilarious. So yesterday was my son's 10th birthday. Happy birthday, son.
Shout out to him.
And him, and his sister went to Sandbox VR. Fun. We did the Squidward game. I'm still mad because my daughter won. I don't like losing. But anyways, we're leaving and we're walking towards the car. Or no, we left the place and we're almost towards the car where we got to make a turn, and all we hear is, ah! I'm like, all right, hold on, hey, let me see. And it was some people, and it was a goose. And they were so dumb to get so close to the goose that it bit them. Yeah. And then they dumbass was like, let's take a picture. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you want to take a picture? You could have rabies, you could have all kind of anything. And yeah. So when I do that clip, I'm gonna say what race y'all think it was. Yeah. I know, and I'm cool with every race, so it's not a racial thing. I just, some races do dumb shit and some races don't. That was one of them.
Everybody does dumb shit, just in their own way.
There's some black people dumb shit that we do, but then it's some white people stuff. And I joke with my white friends, and they be like, "Hey, yeah, that's some white shit."
As long as they know.
And I grew up around them, so I think I can say that. But I think I'm gonna say who y'all think it was, because I was like, "What are we doing? Why are you taking pictures?" Mm-hmm. Like they still like where you sitting at? They right there where I'm at, like still up on it. Like okay, so bite y'all again. Like y'all definitely gonna get rabies. That's the type of stuff that I see. I got one more. This one was hilarious because I live on the south side of town, Indianapolis. And if you know the South Side, it is druggy. It is druggy, depending on what South Side you live on. So I live hoodish. So I'm at the gas station after work, in line, and I see the people walking up. I seen them as I was coming in because I always pay attention. And yeah, they just didn't look. They looked like they was on something or been on something. And they were talking about, the dude was talking about murdering somebody for one of their cousins or something. And he was like, yeah, I could just murder him and hop on a train or hop on the bus. And I'm sitting there like, all right, I get that conversation, but that's not a conversation you have out in public. What if I was an off-duty police officer walked in or something of that sort, and you talking about killing somebody? But what made it more funny is he had on flip-flops. He not about to murder nobody in no flip-flops, bro. Like, and he was doing some weird stuff. Like, I forgot what he did, but he like pulled his pen down, like some goofy stuff, and I'm like, you just was talking about killing somebody and you doing it. I don't think he was as dumb like he said, but I just didn't think that was the conversation that you have in public, that you gonna go murder somebody. Because guess what? You do murder somebody, and then I see it on the news and like, oh, the person murdered and they got out of here, they went. I'm like, oh, I remember that. Hey, I could go back to the gas station, tell them to pull up the tape. Like, it's just stupid stuff you just don't do.
Amen.
I ain't never. I done some illegal stuff in my life. I ain't never talked about it in public. Just guess what? Somebody gonna hear it and you get caught. Mm-hmm. That's just the stupid shit I see.
Yeah. Gives fraudulent.
Yeah. It just.
Which goes into, I think, a relationship problem. What you think?
Yeah, there is fraudulent people in relationships. I think. Because you hear so many different stories about people being with somebody or somebody taking somebody's money or something. So I've seen this happen. older lady, love being in love, maybe divorced, and she go online dating friends. I'll go online and you get somebody sweet talking you, especially them Africans. Them boys over on the other side.
Watch out for them Africans.
And
they lit. They ready. They on go.
Swindle you out their money. Oh, baby, I'm going to use this money and I will pay you, and they never do. So I've seen people be fraudulent, and it sucked because it was somebody I knew and somebody like I cared for at the time, like as a friend. It's like, dang, that's fucked up that somebody did that, but it's stuff like that. There's people out there that just want to get over on you. They might see that you hot, you popping, you just signed a check for here and there. That's why you don't put everything online.
What do you think the best way for somebody to prevent or to look out? What are the signs of fraudulent people? How you spot out a fraud for you? Looking for a girl. Let's put it into a girl in a relationship, dating wise, or even a friendship, whichever route you want to take. How do you point out the fraud, the real from the fake? How you point yours out? Well,
let's see. How do I point? I'm trying to think if I've had. Okay. You gotta ask the right questions. I think you gotta ask questions and go off of the answer. If somebody can't say if they're in a relationship or if they're dealing with somebody, or they can't tell you where they work, or you can't go over their house and know where they live. It's like, hold on, what do you think you about to come over this place for? What you come over my house for, and I don't know where you live? Or because females will ask you that, where you work, what you do, they ask all that up front, and then you ask them, they act like it's a secret or something. It's like, oh, okay, no, I'm cool. Or, I think fraudulent.
It's a juicy one.
No, I haven't never really. I'm trying to think if I ever had. The only fraudulent time that a girl, I was the side dude, and I didn't know. She had a dude the whole time, cracking. That's all she came over for is In-N-Out action, In-N-Out burger. And then I don't know how she just told me she had a dude. Oh, because he was a little crazy. I'm like, oh, yeah.
I got my man. He a little crazy.
Yeah, so he following you. He that kind of crazy because you coming over my house and somebody come over here. There's not too much talking going on because I'm gonna feel threatened that you walked up on my yard. So I'm gonna have to make sure I defend myself in whatever way I would have needed to. But it was that she told me that, and then she was like, why you don't take me on dates or nothing? I said, that's what your boyfriend for. I'm the side dude. Ain't no need for me to do all that. So that's the only time I really think of fraud, like somebody that did tell me they was in a relationship. Because I'm honest, I'm upfront, I'm open, so I really don't get that too much. Now, I'm for real. I'm literally sitting here thinking about the different times. Now, I did get catfished by some cousins, but that was when I was in college. Younger. I was still young, but I haven't got that yet.
Meaning, well, I think it's less common. I don't know. I can't say that. Let me not say that. Meaning, like, you thought of the intention, like, or maybe you were dating or you were talking for a long time, and what you thought was how they were moving or how they were was really not who they were.
I'm going to say I didn't. To what you're saying right there, guess I had to say it. If they listen, they listen. So I had a friend. I had a friend. Still cool with the person. And at first, whatever the situation was, I knew. I don't know. Something about that person. The first day I met him, I just felt something like, okay, you my type that I would date. You not the like. It's weird because I don't date a lot, but it's certain. The girl next door is like that gets my attention. So I'm like, okay, but events happen where I'm like, this ain't the right time. People passed away, stuff like that. So then we actually start kicking it, doing stuff like, and then there was people like, is that his girl? I'm like, no, they just friends. And then when I'm like, okay, we've been kicking it for a little minute. Let me see what's up. Nah, I'm good. Okay, still kicking it, hanging out. I'm like, well, this seemed, still seemed the same way. And they was like, no, we just gonna be friends. And I'm like, that kind of blew me because I'm like, now, do I spend my time and go hang out and take a person on dates and do that? No, because like that ain't me. I don't normally do that.
How do you think women feel?
So you ask me for me.
I hate men. Men are crazy.
No, listen. You gotta understand me. If your name ain't Tanaya, Cheryl,
and this is the whole man speech,
or Olivia, I really ain't trying to spend no money on you unless you show me, add value or show me why I should. So if I'm spending money on you, spending time and hanging out, and then it's just we friends, okay, let me know that.
I
never tried to cross the line of smashing though. So that's the thing. It wasn't like I was intent to, like, I definitely would that ass up, but I never went for that route. It was like, you cool people.
But y'all end up having sex.
No, we didn't.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
No, I never did. I never in my mind. And
so then why were you upset? I'm confused. I'm confused on how you're confused.
If you're going on dates.
Is it dates? Did you pay for it?
Some of them. Sometimes she pay for herself. Sometimes I pay for myself. Vice versa. So
not really, but that's what you do with friends though too. I pay for some of my friends' stuff, and they pay for some of mine. So I feel like you just had feelings and you weren't ready.
No, there's literally been people that was like, "Oh, okay, I see you, bro." I'm like, "No, this is my friend." Like they literally just of the vibe of us, of the aura of you would thought we was together. But I see what you're saying a little bit because sometimes she'd be like, "No, I'll pay you back" or whatever. So I see that. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But then it's like, when you with that person and you got those little butterfly feelings and you can tell they kind of got it, it's like, okay, so what's up? Mm-hmm. But I feel like maybe somebody else fucked up the play and I didn't know how to overcome that play, or maybe they just don't fuck with me on that level and I was just a friend and I left it at that. I remember, I ain't gonna hold you. I guess I'm telling my business. But, the first go around, I was like, damn, I was fucked up. I was in there, Chris Brown, R&B music, but then I was like, nigga, you.
Yeah.
Like, you cool. Like, get over it. And I think...
And that's what I meant by men not being truthful with their feelings. But I also understand...
I definitely had to. And then, so, the next go around, when she said, I'm like, okay, cool, I wasn't tripping. I'm like, we really just cool. We really just friends. So, it's like, no point for me to pursue... Even though we just friends, but it's like, hey, you want to go here? You want to go here? If I see something that made me think of her, it's like, should I ask? But then it's like, I ain't really found somebody that I wanted to take out on dates.
Because you liked her.
Yeah. I do have one. She worked.
And that's why you moved the way you went and felt how you felt because you liked her. So I get.
The vibe was there. And
but you would.
Okay, but it wasn't there, so it was sad. But I wasn't tripping. The younger me would have been heartbroken. Like, oh my God. But it's like, bro, it's too many fish in the sea.
But this is my issue though, right? Yeah. Because when you said that whole scenario, that's literally what the real life dating today for women is like. Women. I'm giving you women's perspective. Men want women to be cool with just kicking it and cooling for days. Like, it's like you got to do like weeks and months go by for me to feel like, oh, then I can take you on a date, or then we can go do stuff, or then we can do this. And then you mad that I'm not like, nope, they're not pressed to do these things, or because you're ready now after all these months went by. Why we got to wait for you to feel like you got to sit here and think about if we're good enough to go on a date? Like, I don't know. I feel like dating is all out of whack. Like, people don't know how to court. They don't know what it is. Everyone wants to be friend zoned. Every man don't want to be like, oh, I want to try to pursue a relationship. I'm in a zone where I'm trying to look for a relationship, but I'm not pushing it. I feel like when men were like, why can't we be friends? Why can't we chill? Why can't we do this first? Nobody, just because I know that I have the intention of wanting a relationship with you or wanting a relationship in general doesn't mean that I'm expecting, since I told you that we got to be together, or that it's not going to be a talking stage, or not where we go on dates or just kick it or do these things. And that's where I think the miscommunication or just the interpretation of dating is like dating or just getting a relationship, you can work up and build to get to that point of when we're, about to be locked in. Just because I say I'm looking for a relationship doesn't mean I'm expecting you to give it to me right now. And I think that gets confused and lost sometimes. But I feel like that's very annoying to hear it. And I'm not saying that you're wrong for how you feeling, because I feel like most men think that way. And I understand.
Can I tell you a secret, though?
Sure.
It don't have nothing to do with nothing. It's your energy and your vibe. Because,
no.
Listen, I'm about to tell you. Because there's some women that are worth dating, but the way their energy is like...
Energy like how? What would be... give me an example of somebody's energy. Like, what was the energy he was giving? Because how can you say they have dating potential?
Like you, right? Say we met online, you talking like you. It's like, cool. Then we hang out, I smash. Immediately. And then all that talk that you was saying went out the window. So now it's like, oh, well, since I gave you some coochie, you got to spend some money on me. Are we prostituting here? No, some women are only worth having sex with, and then there's some women you don't gotta have sex with.
No, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
No, I know that's what the ideology is behind men's thoughts. Yeah. That, well, if you give it to me too quick, then or you do this things, or you do the certain things, and I can't date you. But that's coming in. I feel like that's coming into the person with wrong intentions. That means at the end of the day, men's first goal, and they want to have some cooter, like, period. I don't care what any man tells you, whether it's now, 10 years, to next week, next month. Every man wants cooter, like cooter. So if you're gonna make it easy, then of course they're not gonna feel like your relationship deemed or worthy. But that's not fair to say, because
it's not always. Because I didn't hit some people on the first go round, and we still cool.
But you ain't date them. True. That's what I'm saying. But men would be the same men. I'm not saying all men, but some men be pressing it too. Like men be pressing it. So it's like, you mad because I want some dick too, and you pressing me, and now I don't deserve to go out and stuff. Like, you feel me? I just feel like that's not correlated. Like, either you gonna fuck with me on that level or you not gonna. Like, and I feel like that's where the lack of communication. Oh, let me see what I can get out of her. Let me test her. Like, why that comes out with disingenuous intentions to me.
So what you just said, dudes do want some coochie, right? Mm-hmm. So I think because there's certain women to all men. They might not be bad to somebody else, but it's something about them that got a freak look, or it's something about them that entices a sexual fantasy, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what they're thinking in their brain, like, ooh, I can complete this fantasy. Not thinking of the woman's feelings. And if you got some game, you listen. If you listen to a woman, they'll tell you what to do. So you listen and you do exactly what you say and you get it. Then you do kind of, I'm sitting here, you do kind of mess it up with a woman. But then I feel like it's vice versa too with women, because some women just want some dick.
That's true. But like you said,
there's some women that just want some, both parties just want some sex. But then you get to hanging out with that person, you start vibing with them, and now you like, oh, wait a minute. Then you might have a little buddy that take you out on dates and do all that, but then you like, I got such and such at the crib. I can call him up. We gonna have a good time, and I know he about to lay it down, or vice versa with a woman. And then I think that's what's hurting the dating. And then you see so many people get hurt, and as a dude, you ain't trying to look like no clown, or you don't want to get hurt, because a heartbreak, besides a death of somebody close to you, a heartbreak is right there for a dude, and you don't want that. So it's like, let me put up this fence until I feel like, because when I was with my ex, she wanted to get married like maybe a year or two before I even really was like, yeah, let's do that. But because I wasn't ready, or I didn't want to rush into something, and even though the same results happen and end, because it sucks to have a good relationship, or a good relationship at a certain point, and then it ends, and now you're sitting there alone, and you're like, damn, this is bullshit. This isn't fun. So I think the intention, like,
it's hard for them to be vulnerable.
Sex takes a lot out of it, and the reason why sex is so much, because you can see it. So like when I was a kid, If you ain't have like HBO, none of that, or somebody had porn around, you wouldn't really seeing no naked women like that. You can literally go on your phone, go on Instagram,
and see it ASAP.
and see it, and they got links that you can click. Like, oh, on Twitter, if they the nasty girls, they got the video, so you got it all right there. I like how she looks. Let me click. Oh, she doing that. It's access, so it's what we're putting in our minds, and I think if social media shuts down, people wouldn't know what to do, especially in relationships. Because guess what? They go into some page. Ooh, this relationship goes. This is how you supposed to be. Nah, read the Bible. Go talk to an old head. That's how you get your relationship better, not social media. So I think it's the easy access of sex that ruins it for everybody, because some women think like dudes. Some dudes, most dudes, we think about sex anyway, but it's an easier access. So now it's an easier access. And then you have online dating, and you might be thinking in your head, she easy, I'm about to smash her. And that might not be the thing. So I think the whole thing of social media is ruining the game for relationships, because it's false advertisement. It's like when you watch a movie and you think your Prince Charming about to come. No, it's not. It don't happen like that. Your Prince Charming might be broke when you meet him, and then he turn into Prince Charming. Like Denzel, his wife paid for the first date. And she ain't never had to pay for whatever after.
And that's what I mean. The priority now for dating isn't love; it's sex. It's the sex appeal.
Sex is
yeah. Like literally, like no. Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, people's definition, it's not for love. They don't really, they want love, but they don't know what love means. They feel like sex appeal is love, and that's how you get it. But I do think, that's why, going back to the Lord, that's why God said that you ain't supposed to be cracking till you marry. Because it literally ties into your feelings. It ties into your behaviors. It ties into everything that you do, how you express yourself, how you feel about yourself. All of that plays into parts. So like if you just got to be more mindful, right? You got to be mindful. You can't be out here cracking like that. But also it's like, also at the same time, sometimes girls just want some dick too. Like why? Like, when you be in a dating, like sometimes just like, I'm tired of sitting here trying to date and everybody playing with your time, not being genuine, not being intentional all this time. It's like, well, if that's what we not going to do, then shit, I might as well just go ahead and, get what I need from old boy. So I'm cool. So then I'm not pressed.
I've got the text that say I'm horny. You know what time it is.
Yeah.
And soon after,
and it makes women closed off to even want.
They ain't hit me up. They just needed their little fix and went about their day.
Yeah.
That's why I like older women.
But no, that's not a good feeling. You should not get to a point to do that. That's my whole problem. The problem is that everybody tends to go down to that effect, but you shouldn't be even get to that point. Because you're again, like I said, like you're literally giving a piece of you there, everywhere, and you're not getting anything. Sex is not everything. There's so you can feel so much more than just sex, and just like you say, like you have to build that connection, that intimacy, the things that we really do like, and we really like feel loved when we're in sex. People don't get to that point, and then when you get to that point, and then you feel like you have this temptations with social media, sex appeal, who you talking to people at your work, all that stuff, and then all that stuff's gonna play into thinking that I probably want to see what they talking about because like they just give me like they would be able to lay it down or whatever, and they might or they might not, but you're never gonna get that same connect that you built over energy, over time, over learning, over adapting and understanding and compromising and all that stuff that feels way deeper than you getting a fling off just to release some emotions because you're stressed or because you feel like this is the best outlet that you have. Like that's where it gotta be like. Like
you preaching right there, because me sitting back like, yeah, you don't, because it's times where like long at like the weekend not this weekend that just passed, last weekend we had 8 games, traveled out of town, dealt with kids, it's like, dang, I would have loved to come home to somebody and just lay on them, watch our favorite show, or whatever.
It gets played out being in the field.
It does.
You know, like it's like, cause can I talk to you? Can we hang out on this type of level? Can I talk to you about this stuff, or is this too intimate? Can we do these other things like for me to feel loved too outside of just sex, or am I just finna get fucked and then leave? Because that's not filling your bucket either.
It's the kind of conversation, because everybody's mind is different,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like sometimes even with friendships kind of decrease in the friendship because somebody is feeding their mind other stuff than what you normally. So it's like it could be like with dudes who's like, oh, I remember the good times. No, the good times ain't happened because we ain't got them yet, because we ain't where we want to be or where we want to do. So your conversation might be different. Because I have a lot of times, and some women, I be like, man, I can't even talk to you. Like, you don't even stimulate my mind for me to even want to talk. So if you can't stimulate my mind, that's where my mind at sex. Like, you ain't holding a conversation. You ain't made me think about nothing.
But
or you can't talk where I can shut up. If you can make me shut up and I'm listening, good. But if you let me talk and
I'm over dominating.
And if or you call me at 2:00 in the morning, what the fuck we about to talk about? We ain't dating. We ain't my girl. Like, what we about to talk about? I'm thinking you calling for it's time to get busy, or you want to you drunk or something, or you calling me because you thought you woke up and, hey, what's up? And then it's like, because females will throw that kind of curveball in there. They'll hit you up at the time of hours of sex hours, late night, but then it's like, what are we on here? So I think to what you said, it's like you got to figure out what you want and go after it, no matter what the world says. But what you were saying, I have never mixed business with pleasure. And I've worked with some beautiful women. I've networked or had beautiful women on the podcast or been somewhere. And it's like, I just can't. I just can't mix it, because I always felt, for me, that might be the one day my mans don't work. And I don't want you going back to work saying, hey, man, that Mr. Jones talk all that trash and he was trash. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah. I've never, even though it's been women, I'm like, boy. And it's like, nope, I can't do it, because I don't want it to be the time that I didn't throw that ass up and you come back and now you thinking we something. Whoa, we were just talking about, some buddy stuff. You done told me you talked to a buddy that lived by you. You just wanted some. So sometimes, yeah, sex do ruin it. Man, this is a good conversation.
It gets confused.
Because sex ain't always on my mind, but I'm in a stage of,
well, this is all I get. I'll be cool with just getting this.
And it's like, ain't nobody cracked the code of getting past that with me.
Yeah.
You can't have dry conversation. You can't be dry. You can't, and you gotta make me laugh.
And it depends on what level you are at dating, right? Like, it just depends on what level you at, because you could be young and not ready, and you want to be out in these streets and doing what they need to do. But for me, like, when I'm dating, or if I'm a situationship or whatever you want to call it, like, I need to feel.
Are we serious here?
For me, I feel like I feel like I can call on you for anything. Like, whether we're in a situationship, we're dating, or whatever the case may be. Like, if I feel like I can't call you and I'm like real life need something, or I need you to come for me or whatever type of way, then there's no reason why we should be like. And I know there's levels to that, right? You can't just expect that right off the bat. But like, if you really want me to be around and keep me around, because I feel like I'm a genuine person. I come off, and I don't have any ill intentions with anybody that I preach or I come by or whatever. But I feel like if you can't be there for me, like, I know that I would be able to do that for you, because I'm just that type of person, then there's no point of us doing it. And I think that's like, you got to find your one thing that you need from a person, whether you're dating, situationship, or whatever the case may be. You need to find that one thing. So it's like, at least I know that I'm getting this in some type of way to make me feel however you want to. If you don't want to do anything else, that would be my biggest advice to you. Like, finding that one thing that you need out of that one person. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts.
That's true. No, we don't really got. We ain't got no tips. I think we said a lot of tips in here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of helpful things. You said some things that I got that really kind of opened my eyes, because I always like talking to a female or having female perspective. Excuse me, because I don't want to be tripping.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to overthink.
It may be tripping. Women be tripping too on like, you know, an emotional level, but men be tripping on their actions and then be surprised about the emotional aftermath. Like, you're surprised that a woman's gonna react to how you made her feel, even though you weren't considerate of her feelings, you weren't considering how she would react, or, you know, anything. And then you're surprised that she's upset. And then you're gonna sit there and say she's crazy, and then you're like, oh, you didn't have to do it like this. You ain't have to say it like that. You ain't have to, like, but
you got. I feel like, and when I mean player, you just gotta have like some type of juice to where.
But juice gets played out for a long time too.
No. What I mean is, like, you gotta have an understanding about life and relationships to actually go out there and play in that field. Because if you don't know what you're doing and you jump in that field, you them sharks gonna get you, man or woman, whatever. Like, you gotta know how to handle those. Like you said, you could be a dude, go out there and okay, you got these. Because if a dude get his heart broken by a woman, he fucked up for a minute.
Oh, and he's bringing that baggage with everybody next.
Not necessarily.
Most of the time, they bringing the baggage.
I got divorced, right? Life happened. I literally got to everything from me. So I'm by myself, and I literally for a year, almost 2 years, I worked on myself. I didn't talk to nobody. I wasn't hollering at nobody. Nothing. I just worked on me, because I'm like, what can I do better than? How can I be a better me for the next relationship, or just a better me in general? Because I know my divorce and the end of my marriage wasn't one-sided. It was two-sided. So I had to look in the mirror and see what I needed to fix. Didn't jump in with nobody. Ain't called nobody my boo. Ain't had to go. None of that. I'm like, no, because my mom told me that first person if you immediately talk to somebody, that's just a rebound from a divorce, and it's not going to last. So, like, people, when you break up with somebody, go work on you. I hate this, and I done seen it with people. They jump from girl to girl, dude to dude. They ain't fix you in all the relationships. Oh, well, they didn't. No, let me tell you something. It's you. If you have been in more relationships, and your friend been in a serious relationship for a year, and you didn't have I didn't dated this person, it's you. It's not nobody else. You haven't took the time to fix you. Take that baggage, unload the baggage, separate it, put the white clothes with the white clothes, the colored clothes, the jeans, the socks, the draw. Organize your stuff so you can fix you. Because if you don't fix you, guess what? It might not happen in the first year, second year, but it's going to come around, and you're going to say it's the other person. But it's you. It's really you. If you don't fix you, if you don't get you together, if you don't love you like you're supposed to, you can't be in a relationship with nobody. And that's your mama, your daddy, your kids, anybody. Because if you don't love you, your kids will hurt you quick too. Your kids will do some stuff,
okay.
Some kid stuff, and you like, damn, do they really love me? But then you like, this kid stuff. I did this when I was a kid. Okay, let me calm down. But until you work on you, until you can master self-love, don't go date nobody. Because you gonna hurt you and hurt them, and it's gonna be a waste of time for both parties. That's how I do feel like
you can find love within looking for love. But you definitely need to have a foundation of some self-love for sure. Or it's gonna go south real quick. And if it's not gonna come off on your end, then you gonna let somebody else trick your mind. And that means getting manipulated or taken advantage of or gaslit or whatever the case may be, because you're not even aware of who you are or how you feel or how you take things. So if you're not aware, then you gonna definitely have your money ran for.
That is true. So we ain't gonna do no tips. I think when we do our episodes, we can change up how we do it. But we do need an underdog talk. Underdog quote. Pertaining to relationships. Love you before you love anybody else. Whatever that is, I want to fight.
Be beautifully confident. Like, just be confident. Express yourselves and how you deem how you feel like it's able to be expressed in the light, right? Like, do whatever makes you happy. Do and be with whoever fills your pot. Like, it has to be filled. Like, you need to have somebody filling in, pouring into your glass. Because if not,
you though,
you and them.
I think you gotta put whatever you need in your cup before somebody else.
For sure. I mean, I'm not saying go to somebody with an empty cup. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you both need to, they need to be filling up the cup too.
Yeah.
Like you can't. What's the point of having a dead leg or a dead weight with you? And all of you is drinking your water. It's the same thing. If you gonna have you need your glass to be where it's never gonna undercross or drop below there, and everybody else needs to be filling it up. Friends, situationships, relationships, family, whatever. If they're not filling up your pot and with the way you need to, they probably need to go.
That is true. So how we gonna end it? You got a good ending? Like how the way we gonna end out? I just be like, I used to do One Love, and then I do Keep Being Great, but I don't know. You got like
You talking about a song?
No, to end out, just to tell me, hey, it's over with. We done.
Hey. Well, let me put it like this. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all be easy out here. Y'all don't get caught up in this mess in this dating world. Okay. You know, be different. Be different and stand out from what is popping in society and social media because it ain't it. And it's not the wave. And it's only going to trickle you down into problems. So just boss up, be a confident, and be a bad bitch. Like, pop your shit. Period. Men and females, pop your shit.
All right. And men, we're not going to be bad bitches.
I mean, even though y'all want to act like it a little bit sometimes. Sometimes, yeah, but not all the time. Some of them.
That's a whole nother episode.
Peace out. Y'all be real.